Welcome to Dysfunctionally Yours, the podcast where we embrace the chaos, laugh through the struggles, and find hope on the other side of trauma. I'm your host, Brittany, and if you've ever felt like your life was a beautifully messy roller coaster of dysfunction, trust me, you're in good company. Here, we'll have real, raw, and sometimes ridiculous conversations about mental health, relationships, and healing, because let's be honest, life isn't always pretty, but that doesn't mean we can't come out of it stronger and maybe even smiling. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of bubbles, and let's navigate this wild journey together, dysfunctionally, but never alone.
Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Dysfunctionally Yours. I am your host, Brittany. I am super excited because today is the What Makes You Dysfunctional episode. We do it once a month where you write in your things that make you dysfunctional and we rate them on the pod. And it's super exciting. Last month, I know I read one of mine, but there was just so many this month that this is going to be all for you guys. It is your show today. And that is very exciting. So cheers to all of you. I'm going to brunch from here. We're going to do a little pregame for brunch because isn't that what people do? Pregame, right? Right? We've all been to a football game. Anyways, I saw the coolest thing this week. So, you know, those gigantic wind turbines that they have out in the middle of nowhere, right? I am obsessed with them. I absolutely love them. There is not a time that I drive by them that I do not stop and take pictures or am not just in absolute awe of them, right? They are just magnificent. Anyways, I have a friend who now works on those and she posted a picture. She's inside of the thing. She's just inside of it. How do you get in there? That's wild to me. I knew they were huge and I knew that they were big, but there's a whole ass human in there. I don't know what I thought was in there, but I did not think humans were in there. And she was, and it was very cool. Any poodles. Let's start with my ache and relief of the week. My ache of the week is that I have to get tags for my car and they're expensive and I would rather buy a paddleboard and I would rather buy, more equipment for the podcast and I would rather buy literally anything. So the fact that I have to be a responsible citizen and buy tags for my car has me really annoyed. Right? I being a grown-up. Lame. My relief of the week. This is so interesting, especially since last week's episode, I talked about coping skills and I really made this big to-do about I'm not closing my eyes anywhere, right? So anyways, this past week at work, I went to a sound bath that was at work. I had never been to a sound bath before. It was very interesting. It was very cool, actually. But I am in a room with 8 other people and I closed my eyes. I was so relaxed and it was really bizarre because even everything in my body was open your eyes, Brittany, open your eyes. And I would open them for a second and then just they would just close again. And it wasn't because I was tired. It wasn't that I was that relaxed that I was tired. It was just, I don't know what was happening. But my eyes were closed and it was very cool. I would like to go probably 2 more times at least, just to really see, is this something that I love, hate? I'm not sure. I didn't hate it. I don't think I'm going to turn around the next time and be oh my God, I hate this. But I'm so intrigued now. So that was my relief of the week, but it was just also a very cool experience that I had. So, self-care, friends, self-care. We love that journey for us, whatever that looks like. Have any of you guys been to sound baths? If you haven't, you should. We should talk about this. I'm just so intrigued with them now. So with that, let's jump right into the what makes you dysfunctional today. These have all been written in some way, shape, or form. And I'm so excited. What I will say is some of these are very funny. Some of these are very heavy. Some of these are funny heavy. And I just, want to bear in mind that these are other people's real life stories and there is a human being on the other side of this. And so we're going to give some grace and some compassion and empathy because we all struggle. And that's the point of this, is so that we can know that we're not alone. But also, like, it takes a lot of courage to write in and be like, yeah, Brittany, share this with the whole world. So with that, I got my little handy dandy cards. Woohoo! Here we go. Ready? First person says, I think I broke my vagina. I had a shocking realization that I might actually be the bitchiest of all of my sisters, and I finally have to cancel my personal trainer. I've had one for 3 years. Now my latest first world problem is that I have to suffer through workouts alone. Some people pay for a therapist. I pay for a workout buddy. I love this for you. I mean, that you pay for a workout buddy. Like, I love that for you for the past 3 years, because, like, maybe I would go to the gym if I had a workout buddy, like a consistent, let's go to the gym. I know what you're doing. I know what to tell you to do, right? I would probably go a whole lot more often. But so I am sad for you that you have to cancel that. That is a crying shame. And how real is that, right? That some people pay for therapy and some people pay for the gym. Like, whatever it looks like, I know how cathartic the gym can be for people. And so I hope that you'll still go, even though you don't have a workout buddy. The other part, I want to talk about this one for a minute, because I have questions, right? Question mark. I think I broke my vagina. What means this? I hope it's okay. I hope you don't mean literally, but I hope it's okay. Are you okay, girl? And also this thing about the bitchy sister. Relatable. Not in the sense that I have sisters, because I don't. And I've been called a lot of things by my little brothers, but bitchy is not actually ever been one of them, interestingly enough. I really put a thought in that. I'm like, did it? Is this? I don't think so. However, my entire family really enjoys walking up to me and calling me a bitch, like as a term of endearment. Yeah, I mean, but you're our bitch, so it's okay. No, it's not. Like, don't say this. So here's a couple things in this. Like, did you dub yourself the bitchy one, or did they dub yourself the bitchy one? Because I think that is different. And also, I wonder, are you bitchy because you have boundaries? Because that's why I get called a bitch all the time, is because I have boundaries and expectations, and, people don't like that. And so I just wonder, and, if you are the bitchy sister, is there a reason you're a bitchy sister? Like, I have so many questions. You should write back in and let me know why you're the bitchy sister. And if your sisters know this yet, like, are they aware? I don't know. I'm not sure, but those are my questions. I have questions. All right. This next one I have, it says, I've suffered from anxiety and depression my entire life, but it worsened in high school. It got to the point where I developed an eating disorder and became unrecognizable due to losing so much weight. I started having suicidal thoughts and made multiple plans. I developed a hair pulling disorder, which I still have to this day. My depression, anxiety, and trichotillomania greatly impact my day to day. But thanks to my amazing therapist, I now have the right tools to make my days a little easier. I couldn't be more proud of myself and how far I've come. Wow. Like, my heart grew 3 times, like the Grinch, right? I just want to, like, wrap you up in a little warm, cozy hug or blanket or something, because I love this. I love that you're brave. I love that you've been able to work through things. I love that you can really look back at where you were and how far you've come and be proud of yourself. Like, to get to this point in life where you are genuinely proud of who you are and who you've become and how far you've come, I think is such a fucking accomplishment. And I love that journey for you. And I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you as well, because that's heavy. And as somebody who's also had all of my own suicidal stuff and depression, like, overcoming that, like, when you're in the thick of that, you're like, there's not a tomorrow. There's not a 5 years from now. There's not a, 2 months from now. Sometimes you just can't see that at the end of a tunnel. And then to be able to get through that, to get onto the other side and really be able to look back at it and be like, oh, damn, girl, I did that. I love that for you. And I love that you can recognize how far you've come. That's so fucking amazing. That is amazing. Love that. I started therapy and realizing I actually have to feel those deep hidden feelings. Ugh, same. Those feelings are so hard, aren't they? Like, that's so relatable, that we run away from all of those great big feelings. It's easier to just cope or ignore. And then whenever we're forced to feel them, they can be big and they can be so heavy that we're like, well, this is why I've ignored this all along, because this feels like shit. I hate this. When they say things like give space, allow yourself to feel the things that need to be felt. It's like, yeah, no pass. Like, we're gonna maybe we'll circle back to that tomorrow. Can I get a rain check? But no, that is a real life situation. That is a real life thing. And I'm so proud of you for going to therapy and getting into it and starting to feel those feelings, because they clearly want to be felt, and you're going to come out on the other side stronger and braver than before. And we love that. So, but relatable. I still, I was sitting in therapy the other day ago, who knows, sometime. And I notice that like my therapist will ask certain questions. And when I really don't want to answer them, I get very like short and curt and very like, I don't know. I don't know. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Right. And I get very, very kind of snappy about it. And I can hear myself and I'm like, why am I snapping at this beautiful angel across from me that's just trying to help me be a better fucking human? Like, Brittany, chill out. Like, take a step back, stop snapping at the person. But it's like, I'm so uncomfortable sometimes. And I've talked a lot about therapy. I go all the fucking time. Like, why do I still get so uncomfortable sometimes? I mean, feelings suck. Like, they really, they're not awesome. They might be easier to deal with if they were like super cute, like that Inside Out movie. And like we could look at them and be like, oh, I see it. Like when you could see it. And if it was cute, you might be able to embrace it a little bit better. But like, no, or not, right? Or like whenever it's like that little angry one, he's not actually that cute. And you're like, oh no, little angry, ugly guy, go away. We don't actually want to deal with you today. So we want that other cute one over there. Like, come forward, cute feeling. Come forward. Help me out. I don't know. That's where my brain went with that. So squirrel. I love that. All right. The next one that we have says, I hang my clothes inside out. I have no idea why I do it, but I do it. Questions. I have questions. Pick me. I have questions. Inside out. And not that it's weird that they're hung inside out. That's not what my question is. But my question is, if you pull them out of the dryer and they're right side in, do you then turn them inside out to hang them, like deliberately? And then when you take them off the hanger, you have to turn them right side in again? Or is it that you just sort of, however they come out of the dryer or the washing machine or whatever, then you just hang them like that? Like it makes no never mind to you. Because if it's the first way, that seems like so much work. That seems like a lot of extra work. And I hate putting laundry away in the first place. So like the fact that I'm now having to like put that much thought into doing that, I'm much more the latter. Like if it's inside out, I'm probably hanging it up inside out. If it's right side in, I'm gonna hang it up right side in because I'm lazy. I love laundry. I hate putting laundry away. And even more than putting laundry away, I hate hanging things up. And I hang up 90% of my stuff. So it's just like so annoying for me to do. So I'm like intrigued at the idea that you are this meticulous about possibly turning your stuff inside out and right side in again. Questions? Let me know. I'm so curious. All right. The next one, I did not get it in time to prep and write on my card. It's also really long. This next one is a journey, and I'm here. I'm here for it. All right. Picture it. Denver, Colorado, 2025. It was a fairly nice day weather-wise. Fortunately, that was the only good thing about that day. I was feeling mentally and physically exhausted. The world is on fire, and I didn't have a chance to eat lunch, and there was an accident on my way home from work, and that delayed me 30 minutes. By the time I got home, I was hangry and just feeling a bit sour. To add another layer, my wonderful husband decided to abandon me at home to fend for myself for dinner while he and our friends enjoyed sushi. Rude. I hate sushi. Um, Also, this was a pre-planned thing, so I knew I would be having dinner by myself after an already bad day, which is fine, I guess. Anyways, husband gets home. We do the whole, how was your day? You need anything before I leave? Love you so much, etc., etc. I ended up just rotting on the couch, doom scrolling, relatable, doom scrolling for a good hour before I thought, you know what? I deserve a nice hot bubble bath with my nice bath salts. I muster up the strength to walk upstairs and begin preparing the bath. I want to listen to music, and while the bath was, as the youth say, bathing, aka filling up, I started messing with my Bluetooth speaker. It wasn't charged, and I was distraught immediately. While I was attempting to charge the speaker, I realized the bath was almost full. I go to get into the bath, and to my complete disgust, I found the water was cool. This is tragic. This is a tragic story. My first thought was I need to rip out the water heater and buy a bigger one for my baths. Then I realized I never adjusted the temperature after I started messing with my speaker, and I had used the last of my bath salts and bubble bath. So there I was, sitting in a tub of coldish water, angry, hungry, and all of the things, really. I immediately get out, dry myself off, and then proceed to start sobbing uncontrollably on the floor because that was the nail in the coffin for the day. Ended up tiring myself out and just went to bed. And that, my dear friends, is what made me dysfunctional. I hope my story encourages everyone out there to, one, always have backup bath salts and bubble bath, naturally. And two, pay more attention to the temperature instead of literally anything else. I have not made that mistake since that day, and that is what we call growth. So fucking great. I do not mean to laugh, but honestly, like, the scene is set so perfectly, right? The scene is set. I feel like I'm there. I feel like this was my cool bath, and not cool as in cool. Cool as in fucking sucky. Like, that sucks so bad. I can't even imagine the like absolute just, I don't even know how you dried off. I feel like I would have got out of the bath and just sat in the middle of the bathroom and sobbed uncontrollably, soaking wet in a puddle of my own, residual bath water that was already cold and is now getting even colder. So props to you for drying off. My goodness. Send me your address. I'll mail you some bath salts because I don't want this to ever happen to you again. Like, this is absolutely, this is tough, right? We've all had that day where we're like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home to my house, to my safe little space. Just this one thing would make my day so much better. And then to have that one thing ripped away from you, like, how rude. And also, I still am going to go back to that original thought that maybe you do need a bigger water heater. Like, let's just blame it on the water heater. Or the Bluetooth speaker. What inanimate object can we blame this shitty situation on? Because I don't think you need to carry that burden after the day you had already had. Like, I don't think that that's your burden to carry. But I love that growth for you. We love a story that ends in growth. All right. That is amazing. That's fun. Thank you for setting a scene for us. Like, so we were really there. All right. This next one, I do want to give a little bit of a disclaimer just for trigger warning purposes. It is about a specific sexual assault that occurred, and I know that can be, triggering for people. So take care of you, and I'm going to read this one. It says, I want to be vulnerable with you because you are being vulnerable. To level the playing field, so to speak, I will share here for use on your podcast. I was sexually assaulted by my father from ages 2 to 12. My mother walked in at age 2 and did nothing. She walked in again at age 4, and his mother told her, if you don't call the police, I will. She called. I remember being in judge's chambers at his trial. I remember the judge asking me how many times it happened, and I vividly remember thinking, What is the biggest number I know? Because it's more than that. I held up both hands to reveal the number 10 because that was the biggest number I knew. He served 6 months in jail and 6 months in therapy until he was cured. They believed at that time my mother was by his side through it all. At age 5, she let him return to the house. It wasn't long after when he sexually assaulted me again, only this time I knew I had the power to tell and make him go to jail. I didn't know that at age 4, and I had no point of reference to know it wasn't normal and to tell. I just knew it hurt and I didn't like it. I remember clearly the day it happened again. I remember the feeling of empowerment when I demanded he stop, stating, "If you don't stop, I'm gonna tell." I remember that feeling of power and control immediately deflated, replaced by fear and abandon as he placed a gun to my temple and told me that he would kill me. I conceded and never spoke a word in defiance again. I thought this was the worst day, but I'm not sure. This continued until I was 12 years old. Even after my snake divorced him when I was 7, she sent us for weekends and summers for visitation so she could party and date. It only stopped when I was 12 because my brother walked in on it and told my mother when we returned from summer visitation that I was sexually assaulted every day all summer long. I remember the moment she found out. I remember her bedroom door flying open and her stomping down the hallway to confront me. I remember her exact words. "I should send you to live with him because you like it." Fuck. That. She screamed at me, spit seething from her angry mouth. No words have ever cut as deeply as her belief that I wanted to have sex with my father. As I recall both scenarios, her words still bring me to tears, while his words with a gun to my temple make me numb. The pain feels worse than the numbing, so I guess the moment she uttered those words was the moment I realized neither of my parents loved me, and that became my worst day. That is a lot. That is a lot. And thank you for sharing, because that takes a lot of bravery. That takes a lot of courage. And I hope that in all of these years, you've been able to heal the best possible way that you possibly could, because those are heavy, 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 heavy burdens that you have to carry every day. And all I can say is that I'm sorry for the little girl that you were. And I know that you have grown to be the kind of mother that you needed whenever you were a little one. That's a lot, my friend. Oh, so those are the last of the write-ins for this week. I know that last one was very, very, very heavy, and I so much appreciate it because I know that there is somebody else out there that has a similar story that's probably been very afraid to share. That's probably been very afraid to reach out for help because that can be so scary. And that's what we're here for, right? This is a community. People need people. And, there's other people out there that have dealt with so many things, right? I wasn't going to share, but like that one was a little heavy. And so I was like, let's just throw a little like hee in there. Let's just throw a little hee in there to round us off and send us on our way. So I hate the grocery store. I hate it. I have had a history of panic attacks in the grocery store. And so it's just not something I like to go do. I thrive with delivery services, right? I'm like, oh, Amazon's going to bring me everything I need. And Walmart is going to bring me all of my groceries that I need. And I very rarely, very, very, very rarely have to go into the store. Well, I do need to go to Costco. And I have the executive membership to Costco because in my brain, I'm like, I'm going to spend all of this money at Costco and I want all of this money back. But I hate going to Costco. So then I don't go to Costco. So then I pay for the stupid membership that's just overpriced that I don't ever use. So now I have really made this like conscientious effort. I am gonna go to Costco. So the other day I go to Costco. I am there 30 minutes before it opens because I don't want to wait in line to get gas and because I don't want there to be 9,022 people at Costco. 30 minutes early. We line up like 2 minutes before it's about to open. The parking lot is already full and we have to line up. The line is down the length of the building. What? It is 10 a.m. Don't any of you work? No, for real. Don't you though? Anyway, so we go in and in my brain, I'm like, well, yeah, but Costco's huge. So it'll be fine. It's going to be okay. I don't know where all these people came from. I have no idea where these people came from. I was still in there for an hour. I was still having to bob and weave and maneuver my cart all over the place. I ended up ducking back into the dairy cooler because there was nobody in there, and I had to go in there, and I'm like actually having like I can feel it, the onset of a panic attack, but I'm now in the very back of the Costco. And so I'm still going to have to come all the way to the front of the Costco and pay. And that's where the chaos really is. So I'm in this cooler doing some like deep breathing, trying to talk myself off a ledge, so to speak. I don't even need anything in this dairy cooler. And a lady walks in and she's like, "Ma'am, are you good?" And it like rattled me because now I'm embarrassed that somebody has caught me having this like panic attack. And so I'm like, yeah. And I bolt out of there as fast as I can. I still have all of these other things that I have to be getting from the store. And so I go, I'm really doing the best that I can at this point. And then I get stuck in an aisle and I'm blocked into this aisle. And I'm just sort of like this little mouse in a fucking maze. And I'm like turning around and I'm like, oh God, whipping my cart back and forth, trying to figure out like, how do I get out of this aisle? And also, why won't anybody let me out of this fucking aisle in Costco? I survived. I got out. I paid. I ended up getting myself 2 slices of pizza. I was like, I'm going to get a pizza. And then I was like, I don't need a whole pizza. I'm going to get 2 slices of pizza. I get to my car and I'm like, oh, like so happy to just like sit there and eat this pizza, like grease. It was so greasy. It's like dripping down my arm. I'm like, oh, this pizza is so glorious. This is the most glorious moment of my life as I shove this pizza in my face. And then I drove away. Well, and then there was a homeless man and he was like, need food. And so I handed him the other slice of pizza because who doesn't like Costco pizza? Like, you're welcome, sir. So that is my Costco journey. I'm already having to talk myself up so that I can go to Costco next time. I don't know when that'll be, 2 weeks from now, maybe, but I'm already like, it's going to be fine, Brittany. Go on a Tuesday, not 10 a.m. on Friday. Go on a Tuesday. Nobody's going to Costco on a Tuesday. All right. So that's going to wrap us up. I appreciate everybody writing in. And again, that anonymous Google form can be found on the Dysfunctionally Yours Instagram page, where you can write in, you can tell us your stories, you can tell us your funny ha-has, and you can write it however you want. If you want to paint a beautiful scenery for us, I'm here for that. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. The video version of this is available on YouTube at Dysfunctionally Yours. It releases every Monday, just like the podcast. You can engage with us on the Dysfunctionally Yours Instagram page, where you can see some behind the scenes, some clips, some reels. You can find that Google form, and you can really just help build this community because people need people. So until next week, don't be afraid to be great. Toodles, poodles, bye.